Kia ora. Welcome to ResBaz Aotearoa 2023, and today our second topic is publications, engagement and impact. So here we talk about what some consider the currency of research, publishing. We will look at it from two perspectives. Firstly, we will consider the underlying aspects of publications, engagement and impact. And then you will be introduced to the tools that support you in crafting your narrative, collaborating, and writing in LaTeX and Quarto, for example. Okay, now let's talk about the underlying aspects. A famous saying goes, an image says more than 1,000 words. And in the session Design 101, Presentations, Posters and PowerPoints for Researchers, you will learn about good visual design for research. And this will be leading to some do's and don'ts. For many kinds of research, you will need to visualize data. And the session Introduction to Creating Graphs and Plots for Publications is aimed at introducing you to the theory and ggplot. Okay. So now you might have a few neat visualizations. Wouldn't it be nice to condense your research efforts into a visual summary that could be understood in a 30-second glance? Well, that's the goal of the session. Visual Abstracts creates an attention hook for your published article. Okay, so we can expect that we have all these neat visuals, and still we need to get them out there. Firstly, you'll have to decide what you consider a good journal. And support on that topic, and to get an overview how the publishing process usually unfolds, is provided to you in the session Strategic Publishing, Deciding Where to Publish and Understanding the Process. One flavor of publishing that is becoming more and more important is open access. And in the session Open Access, How to Make Your Publications Open, you'll be familiarized with the basics. But getting our work out there by publishing alone isn't enough. We want to maximize impact and we want to promote our work. And that's the focus of the session, using researcher profiles on LinkedIn to promote you and your research. In this session, you will also get help with your online identities and established outlets. Or you don't want to exclusively rely on such external commercial media outlets. So in the session, Build a Research Portfolio website using GitHub, you will get hands-on experience with creating your own website to showcase your work. Okay, so we have talked about the underlying aspects. Let's shift over to the tools. So you might want to tie in a neat visualization to improve your publication's narrative. One great way of seamlessly integrating visuals into your publication is presented to you in the session Digital Storytelling with NightLab. In general, for your research, you might have spent ages on refining it, and your output should reflect that effort. Still, in many cases, that output is just a PDF file. So it should look awesome, shouldn't it? One set of tools for this purpose has been around for decades, and some fear its name: LaTeX. LaTeX? But we have several sessions that build upon another in order to get you from no, or maybe some knowledge, to getting marvelous LaTeX files out into the world. In overview, outlining what LaTeX is and why it is different, and why so many might argue that it is better, is provided in the session LaTeX 101, an introduction to formatting documents with code. After this theoretical foundation is in place in LaTeX, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Plain Text, you will get hands-on experience with LaTeX, slowly, step by step. You could theoretically manage all your references manually in a plain text file. In the session Managing References with Zotero, you will be introduced to such a streamlined process so that all these cumbersome steps won't be needed anymore. Moreover, there are two sessions that are dedicated to a relatively new tool, Quarto, which can output LaTeX documents, but it can do a lot more. What that all is about is shown to you in the session Introduction to Quarto. And you can follow along using it in the session Authoring Collaborative Research Projects in Quarto. On the same note of collaboration, the session Collaborating on Documents and Tracking Versions introduces you to various related good practices, while Collaborating with Dropbox Tips and Tricks outlines the highlights of Dropbox that many of our participants might have advanced licenses to. Thanks for your attention. That was Learning Pathway number 2, Publications, Engagement and Impact, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our third and for now final Learning Pathway number 3. Enjoy ResBaz!